Sewell, New Jersey, January 19th, 2017. The sky was gray, the wind sharp. One of those winter mornings where the cold creeps under your collar and stiffens your fingers no matter how thick your gloves are. Richard had been doing this work for decades. Granite, cold, silent, immovable granite. He didn't fear it, he respected it. And that morning he moved through the yard like a man with muscle memory, methodically checking straps, gauging the balance of a slab that stood taller than he did. 10 feet high, 5 feet wide, nearly 900 pounds. He ducked low, adjusting the rigging. Maybe the ground had shifted slightly under the weight. Maybe the angle wasn't quite right. He paused, rechecked the tension. A breath hung in the air, still. Then something moved. Not a crash, not at first, just a whisper of stone against stone, the kind of sound that meant something massive had just started to lean. He turned. The slab was falling. There was no time to dive, no time to yell. It hit him square in the back and drove him forward, straight into another slab. The granite closed like jaws, pinning him in place, crushing him. His body absorbed nearly a ton of stone. And then, silence again. By the time his co-workers reached him, it was already too late. The investigation came days later. The conclusions, sterile. OSHA found no protections in place for falling objects. They noted that breaker panels, crucial in an emergency, were blocked and inaccessible. 2 serious violations. No mention of the cold, no mention of how quickly it all happened. Just a number. $5,070. That's what the company paid for Richard's death. No one was arrested, no charges filed. But something killed him just the same. Austin, Texas, January 20th, 2017. The job site was quiet in that stretched-out way road crews know too well, the kind of lull that comes after the hum of progress, when machines idle and men swap places to keep the workflow smooth. Joshua climbed into the dozer without ceremony. He wasn't supposed to be operating it that day. He was the superintendent, the one who usually called the shots, not the one in the cab. But a shift in plans meant someone else needed the regular operator, and Joshua wasn't the kind of man who asked others to do something he wouldn't do himself. The crawler dozer rumbled to life. Steel tracks clanked forward. Joshua eased the controls as he guided the machine along the edge of a newly cut roadway, grading packed soil to make way for another lane. The dirt was dry, sun-baked and uneven, a patchwork of ridges and soft spots. He wasn't wearing his seatbelt. Maybe he meant to. Maybe he'd forgotten. Maybe he thought this would be quick. 1 pass, maybe 2. As the dozer crept forward, its left track dipped suddenly, just enough. The cab lurched. The seat jolted. Joshua's body lifted. And in a blink, gravity took over. He pitched forward out of the seat, down and in front of the creeping metal monster. The tracks kept moving. There was no scream, just the deep, dull crunch of metal over flesh. By the time the machine stopped, it was already done. The superintendent, the man in charge, had been pulled under his own machine and crushed to death. There were no citations, no violations, no paperwork listing what went wrong or what should have been done differently, because Joshua wasn't just the victim, he was the responsible party. And when the one who oversees safety dies under the weight of their own equipment, there's no one left to cite. OSHA closed the file. The fine was 0. Nothing. But the tracks left a mark, not just on the dirt, but on every man who watched it happen.